The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, from operating in Israel and occupied East Jerusalem within 3 months. That's despite objections from the international community. The Israeli parliament passed the bill with 92 votes in its favour and 10 against it. While the UNRWA chief, Philip Lazzarini, condemned the decision, saying it will deepen the suffering of Palestinians. The move brought criticism from several countries, including the United States, Britain and Germany.
They really play an irreplaceable role right now in Gaza, where they're on the front lines getting humanitarian assistance to the people they need it. There's nobody that can replace them right now in the middle of the crisis. So we continue to urge the government of Israel to pause the implementation of this legislation.
In every war zone, every refugee camp, the United Nations is a beacon of hope. And so it's a matter of profound regret that the Israeli parliament is considering shutting down UNRWA's operations. The allegations against UNRWA's staff earlier this week were fully investigated and offer no jurisdiction for cutting off ties with UNRWA.
The US State Department also condemned the lack of aid reaching northern Gaza, stressing that Washington would not accept this situation. This after the Israeli military intensified its operations in northern Gaza. Palestinian health officials said an Israeli strike on a street in central Gaza's Nuseirat refugee camp killed 10 people and injured 20 others. While Hamas has released a video showing an attack by the militant group on an Israeli tank in Jabalia. The video captures Hamas fighters preparing for the assault as the IDF's Merkava tank gets closer. The attack results in an explosion that destroys the tank. Hamas's Al-Qassam brigades claim that they've targeted the tank with Shuath explosive device. In other developments, Israel said that the spy agency Mossad's chief returned from talks in Doha with his CIA counterpart and the Qatari premier, where they discussed a new framework for a Gaza hostage release deal. According to reports, CIA Director Bill Burns floated a deal for a 28-day Gaza ceasefire, the freeing of around 8 hostages by Hamas, and the release of dozens of Palestinian prisoners by Israel. Reports citing 3 Israeli officials claim that Burns discussed the idea during a meeting on Sunday with Israeli and Qatari counterparts. Well, earlier, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi unveiled a proposal for a 2-day truce in the Israel-Hamas war. That would include a hostage release, which he said could pave the way for a full halt to the fighting. Meanwhile, the US President Joe Biden says Israel's war in Gaza should end. He added that he was renewing efforts for a ceasefire. Furthermore, the PM Benjamin Netanyahu, during an address at the opening of the Knesset winter legislative session, said that Israel severely damaged Iran's defence systems and its ability to export missiles in its airstrikes on Saturday. He said the Israeli military hit hard on industrial factories of death.
I would like to emphasize these were not workshops that we attacked. These are not small explosive laboratories, as you know, from Judea and Samaria or the Gaza Strip. These are industrial death factories on an industrial scale, and we dealt them a real blow.
In Lebanon, Israeli airstrikes in the southern city of Tyre after the IDF called for residents in the ancient coastal city to evacuate. And those airstrikes hit while Hezbollah rockets continued to rain down across northern Israel. Lebanon's health ministry said at least 60 people, including 2 children, were killed in Israeli raids on several areas in the eastern Bekaa Valley.